New developments in a story that we've been following. Tenants at a Fairdale apartment complex have called out the mold that's been growing there. The paper trail of complaints started back in July.
And now, over 3 months later, the complaints are continuing. We first told you about the problems at the crossing at South Park at the beginning of September. Some residents moved out over the issue where mold grew around their vents and electrical outlets.
And other residents who continue living there say only Band-Aid solutions have been used and that the mold keeps growing back. Since our Ian Hardwick started digging in, the city has now ordered a sweeping inspection of the complex while the problem remains unfixed.
I thought that it would be cleared before I moved back home, and it's not cleared.
Larissa Hines reported the mold under her floorboards at the crossing at South Park to codes and regulations in August. This inspection photo shows the mold still there on September 15th. 3 days after the department said the mold needed to be fixed. Afterwards, Hines stayed in a hotel while the Fairdale apartment complex tried fixing her molded floor.
It's still not fixed. I'm still having headaches, and I'm just waiting.
3 weeks ago, the Marion Development Group of Louisville, which owns the property, told us the widespread mold problem at the complex would be fixed by Tuesday. But residents filed new complaints this week. Now the developer says the mold will be fixed by the end of September.
Hines moved in this week after the floor was replaced, but inside the air conditioning closet, you can see the dark floor here. That's the old floor. The lighter floor was what's replaced, and underneath that, you can see the problem's not fully solved.
A September 25th codes inspector report details mold found throughout unit. An email from property managers told Hines ownership has requested for microanalytics to do testing on your unit once scheduled. This means her unit was never declared mold-free before the complex moved her items back in.
No one is worried about my health but me. So I have to do what I have to do to make sure I'm okay.
Mold also grows up the wall of her neighbor's front door. What concerns Hines most is what you can't see. Lab-tested samples from her home show mold spores are airborne. Property owners promise to do their own testing and say they're following codes and regulations guidelines.
And I just want them to do what they're supposed to do. It's that simple.
Previous inspections and a public health department letter blamed mold on high humidity levels and a malfunctioning HVAC system. An issue seen in the water pooling by Hines' air filter. In Fairdale, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11 on your side.
Codes and regulations told us their officers will perform a full sweep of the complex on Monday. We'll keep you posted on what happens.
Residents struggling with mold or unresponsive property managers are always encouraged to contact the Codes and Regulations Department. You can just dial 311 to report it.
A Dorchester County homeowner says she's facing issues with mold just months after moving in.
And a third-party inspection confirmed the presence of mold, revealed dozens of oversights in the new build.
Melissa Rademacher spoke to the homeowner about the issues, and she shares more with her advice to other first-time buyers.
Joyden Wilson says moving into her dream home turned out to be more of a nightmare, with AC issues and mold plaguing parts of the house just weeks after move-in.
We basically spent the whole summer with really no air and super high humidity, in the 70s, and just mold coming in the cabinets. We're opening up all the cabinet doors, trying to, keep the cabinets aired out.
Wilson reached out to a third-party inspector who confirmed the elevated presence of mold in multiple rooms. After months of progressing mold growth, she went to an independent building inspector, the Knowles Company. Their report found more than 50 deficiencies with the home, ranging from gaps in the window and door installations to unsealed seams in the air conditioner duct insulation. The report says that these could be contributors to the noticeable mold.
And it's actually very scary to live in here every day, wondering if there is mold behind the walls and if this is going to affect my kids, because I'm a nurse. I know what mold can do to the lungs and to the body.
When asked about the property, Eastwood Homes said in part, this home was documented to have met code, i.e. it was inspected throughout the build several times and a certificate of occupancy was issued. None of what the report provides is a substantive issue or violation. Items like HVAC cannot be builder issues because HVAC is specifically licensed in South Carolina and they act independently of the builder.
It wasn't minor to me. This is a brand new home that I just, brought. How did this even pass the inspection? How did I even be able to put this on the market to be sold?
Wilson feels like with so many new builds, hers fell through the cracks on construction and inspection.
I'm scared of what's to come in the future. Like, I'm like, okay, you can fix it all you want, but what's going to happen next year when other things start breaking? Because I personally feel like the house is just, I'm thinking that the house is just maybe not that well built because of everything that has already took place.
Her story is one of many in the Low Country as it sees exponential growth, but she hopes sharing it helps turn the tides of standards on these new homes. For now, she encourages people to get third-party inspections on new builds. In Dorchester County, Melissa Rademacher, Live 5 News.
Well, Eastwood Home responded further, saying in part they will review the new items being presented and will coordinate a mutually convenient date to allow for a full review of all concerns. They say the concerns being raised are very manageable and uncomplicated and do not involve structural concerns. You can find more of their statement on our website, live5news.com.
All right, well, 7 News on your side getting answers tonight for a woman who tells us she's concerned about her health after receiving mold test results for her apartment. We reported on this black substance on her walls since the beginning of July. Now, 7 News' Christian Flores takes a closer look at test results and the latest in the investigation.
The final report enclosed is for the following samples.
Libby Adams showing 7 News test results positive for mold on her walls at the Fields of Rockville apartments.
I decided to take out a loan to afford the mold testing myself. It was $1,300. It came back identifying 8 different types of mold.
And one of those types, the species most commonly known as black mold. The report also revealing heavy presence of 4 types on the wall of her daughter's bedroom. 7 News on your side has made multiple visits to Adams' apartment, where we could see the black substance just steps away from where her daughters sleep.
Like, that's what I live in with my children.
And she took her concerns to officials with the city's building inspections office at a recent community event.
We required them to give us that report, and when they didn't do it, we cited them.
The wall sample was from my children's bedroom. That's not the only place where there is mold.
City inspectors found the Fields of Rockville in violation, issuing a fine and requiring them to send inspectors an air quality test. We asked for the results of that test, but a city spokesperson says we have to make a public records request, and the property management company has requested a court hearing to challenge the fine. We've also made multiple requests for comment from the apartment's management company since July, but no answer. In the meantime,
my family has been left in such an unsafe, unhealthy living environment. It's been months since it's been visible on the wall.
Christian Flores, 7 News.
New information here at 6. People tell us the smell inside their apartment is so bad they struggle to sleep. Now, we talk with management at the Senior Village at Dayton View. And News Center 7's Taylor Robertson is in Dayton. Taylor, you went inside today and you said you noticed the smell right away.
Gabby, I went inside 2 units here on the first floor, and as soon as you get inside, you can feel the moisture. And I actually want to show you residents are cracking their doors to try to get some airflow. Greater Dayton Premier Management tells me they are aware of this and are trying to fix it.
They share Cooper carpets, they drain the water out, and tell me we still working on it.
Benny Robinson Jr. moved into his first floor unit in September of 2024. All summer, he tells me water from the air conditioning units in the building dripped into his apartment. You can see this video from July where his bedroom carpet is soaked. He says the smell made it hard for him to breathe.
I have an issue with my lungs, so that's basically my main concern.
Since I talked with Robinson last month, he says maintenance came by and cleaned his carpet.
Right now, my carpet really needs to be changed, not just shampoo, because there's mold under that, and the mold still consists.
His neighbor, Mamie Jackson, tells me she's been dealing with the same issues as Robinson since 2017.
Every year they say, we found the problem, but yet and still, we still living with the problem.
I knocked on the building manager's door. No one answered.
Hi, my name is Taylor Robertson.
I called Greater Dayton Premier Management twice. No one answered. They got back to me in an email saying, in part, They know residents are having these problems. They tell me after they fixed a problem with the air conditioning unit, contractors found that moisture in some units may be because of faulty furnace drip pans located in the closets. Jackson tells me she had to throw away half of her clothes and shoes because of it. I asked GDPM if mold was in the building, and they did not answer that question.
And so we're paying our rent, and we're not living in a healthy and safe environment up in here.
GDPM tells me they are still waiting on a replacement chiller pump. In the meantime, they had carpets cleaned in several units and are open to replacing carpets in any units that they find necessary. They are encouraging residents to continue reporting concerns to maintenance. We're live in Dayton. Taylor Robertson, News Center 7.